Hey there, all you cool, epic, and awesome fans, followers, and listeners. You are now listening to episode 47 of the Cool, Epic, Awesome podcast. My name is Matt, and I'll be your co-host today.
And I'm your other co-host, Joe.
And this episode we've been waiting on for a bit, I feel like. I was away, so I think it's been like 3 weeks. I was actually in California. But
yeah, didn't you go to the Chinese theater, you said?
We were going to, but we planned that for like the end of the trip, and then we just did so much stuff.
Oh, you guys shot at the end?
Yeah, on that last day, I was like, there's no way I could sit through a movie right now.
Yeah.
There's no way I could do the most relaxing thing possible right now. No, we were going to see Challengers there, but we just kind of like knocked.
Yeah, it's fair.
It was exhausting, but also very fun. That's my second time going to LA, and I still haven't seen that Chinese theater, which is crazy. Did you get a chance to see it when you were out there? Or
no, I went. I think it was like there was when like the Haunted Mansion was coming out, so it was like rented out, so you couldn't go see a movie.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get out there one day, but
yeah.
Anyways, to get into what's going to be on today's episode, we have 3 movies. The ones that were in theaters that we saw were Abigail, which is a kind of Dracula's daughter kind of story. Then Challengers, which was a big 2024 film that had been getting hyped up a lot.
Yeah, a lot of award buzz.
Yeah, Luca Guadagnino, I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name. And then, Zendaya had a lot of buzz going into it. I think it lived up to the expectations, but we'll get into it later. Yeah. And then, last episode you recommended that we watch Bram Stoker's Dracula by Francis Ford Coppola. So, we could talk about that at the end.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll start with Abigail. I'm a little rusty on it. I'm sure you are too, because, like I said,
we saw it a while ago, honestly.
Like 3 weeks ago, close to a month ago. But basically the story follows this group of like mercenaries that they're trying to pull off this heist where they're going to steal a very rich person's daughter, kidnap her, and then basically hold her ransom until this rich person pays them whatever amount of money. What was it, like $5 million?
50 million or something like that.
50, 20, I don't know, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But, they're never planning on hurting the girl. It's just for the money. But, the big twist is the girl shouldn't have been the one that was worried about getting hurt because she's actually a vampire. So, and then from there, it goes just about as you'd expect for most of it. There are some twists at the end, which we'll get into later, but I enjoyed it overall. I think my main takeaway was Melissa Barrera. She was great. She had such a great screen presence as the lead. Mm-hmm. She just like commanded the attention on screen.
Her and Dan Stevens, honestly, were really good.
Dan Stevens was great too. You know who I actually didn't like in the movie? That this could be controversial, but Angus Cloud.
Really?
I thought he sucked. Like,
really?
Obviously, rest in peace to him. It has nothing to do with him as a person. But I'm just not a fan of his style of acting. I feel like is he like that in Euphoria too? Where
he plays kind of the same character and everything that he's in.
Yeah, because I've seen him in another movie. I forget what it's called. I think this movie North Hollywood, something like that. But he plays the exact same like stereotype of just kind of like this dumb pothead. Yeah, and I'm just not a fan. I'm really not a fan. That was actually, I think, his last film that he did before he passed away, which is pretty sad. But he
does kind of play the same character and everything.
Yeah, he like annoyed me. I was getting frustrated watching him. But so what did you think about how they kind of revealed a twist in the trailer? Did that bother you at all, or?
Not really, because I feel like how would they advertise the movie to like regular people without revealing that there's still a lot of twists in the movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I didn't expect it to be Dracula's daughter until I like actually went and sat down. Like when I saw the trailers, I never got that impression.
Why? What did you think it was? Just a random vampire's daughter?
Yeah.
I knew it was Dracula's daughter. The only reason why is because when this film was like in early production, it had the name. It was just called Dracula's Daughter, starring Melissa Barrera. So I thought like she was gonna play Dracula's
Dracula's
daughter,
daughter, yeah.
but
That would have been
then
cool too, yeah.
yeah, but it turned out to be something different.
Yeah.
I thought that the girl who plays Abigail was pretty great too.
Yeah. It's a
I'm
hard
not
role to pull off, like, for a child actor.
Yeah. Usually child actors, it's very hard for them to actually be good. A lot of
Yeah.
times they get their positions because of like nepotism or whatnot, but
Yeah.
I think she was very good. I'm forgetting what else I saw her in. I think she's in another movie that's like pretty notable.
I don't think I've seen her in anything else.
Let me see. It might be like a Marvel movie or something.
Really? Oh, shit.
Alicia Weir. Oh no, I made that up. Let me see. She was just in Matilda, that recent Matilda from like a year or two ago.
I don't even remember. Let me see. Let me go on Letterboxd.
But yeah, relatively new actress. I thought she was great.
She the lead in it?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, she is.
I think with the film they were really trying to go for capture that magic or whatever you want to call it that Megan had from last year, where it's like this this like innocent like small girl that's a killer. Obviously, it's different because it's a doll and Megan, but it has the same kind of thing where it's like the title is just the girl's name, and
The girl does the dance.
they have like the
But
dancing.
she's a ballerina in this.
Yeah, they thought it. I feel like they were trying to capitalize on that for sure. I was definitely getting like the Megan
Kind of
vibes
feel it, yeah.
from the movie.
I feel like my biggest complaint with the movie is like they didn't have to make it so complicated at the end with who gets turned into a vampire and like who like who's backstabbing to who. I feel like it could have been a lot more simpler.
Yeah, the story ends up getting very convoluted by the end, where it turns out that Giancarlo Esposito's character, who put them in the house to begin with, he was actually like working for. I don't even remember, honestly. Was he working
he's
for
working
Dracula?
for Dracula.
Yeah, but then like he wants to backstab him or something.
Yeah,
at the end.
he wants to take like over. So he turns Dan Stevens.
Hey, so sorry, I think it just disconnected
Yeah,
for
we
a
had a
second. We could
technical malfunction.
yeah, we'll jump right back into our conversation. But so yeah, I was talking about Giancarlo Esposito's character. So there's all these twists at the end, and like you mentioned how he knew the whole time that this was Dracula's daughter. He was working for Dracula, but then like he wants to take over for him.
It's
So
like whatever empire. So he turns Dan Stevens' character into a vampire, and then he ends up backstabbing Giancarlo Esposito's character and killing him. And then I don't know.
yeah,
And all for it to end with like both of them dying. So it's like, what was really the point of any of that?
Yeah, I don't really know, and I also don't like how Abigail like becomes good. Not necessarily good, but I wish she was like just straight up the villain the whole time. I feel like it was kind of a cop out where they're like, all right, she's a kid, like we're not gonna make her evil, like fully evil.
I didn't mind her being like. It's not even that she's like evil. I mean, not evil. It's not even like that. She's obviously evil, but she's not really good. She's just using the girl to help her kill Dan Stevens' character.
Yeah, but she lets her live after everything.
Yeah, but I mean, I still don't think she's like a hero. She's murdered like that whole fucking group of people.
Yeah, yeah. There's like that scene where they're in the basement, or Catherine Newton's character is in the basement, and there's that huge pool of just like
Dead
rotting
bodies,
corpses.
yeah.
That was nasty.
That was cool.
Yeah, speaking of Catherine Newton, she was great.
Yeah, she's really good.
And it's crazy.
She had a great year too.
She's like a new Scream Queen, kind of.
Yeah.
She's been in a lot of horror recently. Lisa Frankenstein, this Freaky, she was in. There's like another horror that she was in also. I saw something on Twitter.
Ant-Man.
Yeah. No, but I'm talking about her as like a Scream Queen, like just in horror shit, you know?
Yeah, no. Okay.
That's a horrific film though.
Yeah,
And
that's what I was trying to say.
yeah, her next to MODOK. Um, oh, you were. Oh, that was a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm stupid. Sorry. Um, yeah, she was great in the movie. She was great, and I saw something like an interview that she said that scene with her like in the muck and everything was like one of the hardest things she's ever had to do as an actress.
Yeah, I
Which
can
I
imagine.
thought,
Look
yeah,
fucking nasty.
that looked actually disgusting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta give her props. Definitely gotta give her props for that. Even though it doesn't really make sense because those bodies should have been like completely decomposed by then. But
It's just like whatever.
I loved how like grotesque the movie was too in terms of like the blood,
Yeah.
the bloody
It
scenes.
had like a decent amount of body horror in it, I feel like.
Yeah, I like how the sunlight worked in terms of killing the
Okay.
vampires. It was
Yeah.
something different. Usually, when you see vampires dying from sunlight, it's like their skin gets melted or like they catch on fire. This, it's like whatever part of their body like sees sunlight explodes.
Yeah.
So Abigail's leg gets exploded and then it grows back. And then I think it's Dan Stevens' character when he gets exposed to sunlight. Or no, maybe it's Catherine Newton.
No, I
When
think it's Catherine Newton when she
yeah,
throws the metal thing up.
yeah, and
The
that's
metal
actually
thing or
that's
whatever.
my favorite scene. The reflection to her, and then all of a sudden she just completely explodes, and they're all just covered in blood, like sitting there.
Yeah.
I really loved how that scene was executed, like the shock of it,
Yeah.
and just like the bloody stuff at the end. That was really like my favorite.
Yeah. I was gonna say like my favorite scene was when they finally killed Dan Stevens' character and like it just kind of pans to both of them sitting on the ground and it's like all the blood all over the room.
Yeah. Did you think having Dracula show up at the end was necessary or no?
I didn't mind it. I always like to see like iterations of Dracula. So I thought it was
Yeah.
kind of cool. I didn't mind it. I didn't think it was like a like
Did you recognize that actor or no? Because
no.
I didn't recognize him either, but I think like his cameo is somewhat notable because I saw a lot of people talking about it. His name is
Really?
Matthew Good.
Let me see. What is
Let me
he
see.
in?
He's in Watchmen, apparently, the Imitation Game. I'm not too familiar with him.
Yeah, I'm not.
I think I like that look though for him.
Yeah, with the like the hat and shit. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Um, Overall though, I didn't really like the look of the vampires, like when they became vampires, especially the teeth. I very much prefer like the two teeth fangs. I didn't really like
As
the
opposed to
more.
like the four.
It was way more than four, bro. It was like their entire teeth was like it was like
Oh,
shark.
it was like oh. Really? I didn't even. I'm sorry, I haven't seen it. It was a while ago when I watched it.
Yeah, I just didn't. They looked very animal like. I wasn't really a big fan of that personally.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, but so yeah, this movie was directed by Radio Silence, as they're known, and it's like I don't know if they're brothers, but they're these two. It's like a directing
Collaborators.
duo, and they've also worked with Melissa Barrera before on the Scream franchise. They recently exited, as did she.
Yeah.
But I just thought that's interesting that they came together again for this.
I'm not really sure that I think they're gonna do more stuff in the future.
Yeah, it seems like they have that taste for horror.
Yeah.
So I wonder what's next for them. And if Melissa Barrera will be a part of that. Do you think she's gonna continue to be like quote unquote blacklisted from Hollywood? I mean, she had this major film come out even after.
Yeah,
whatever.
she's another one coming out on HBO Max in a couple of weeks, man.
What, the one like My Monster or
Yeah.
Monster or something? That's on Max? I didn't know that.
I think so.
But yeah, I wonder like how serious, because apparently her contract with Spyglass for Scream was only for 2 movies anyway. So now they're kind of like backtracking and being like, yeah, she wasn't actually fired.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm glad that she is getting the work because I think whether or not
she's I think she's a talented actress. Yeah.
I think you should be able to have an opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe if you know that it's something that's going to get you fired, maybe it's not the smartest thing to put it on Instagram, like Gina Carano, for example. I don't even know what she said, honestly.
Hers was
before I get myself in trouble. Yeah, I actually don't know what she said.
Yeah,
You know what she said recently? This is random. Like we're getting off topic, but she said she's like willing to come back to Star Wars.
yeah.
Imagine.
You know how broke she's got to be because she was cursing the name of Star Wars. Like when they fired her, like she was like, "Fuck Star Wars, I would never do work for them." She did like a movie for some fucking
One of those like
yeah, one of those like conservative like
yeah.
I don't know what one it was. I don't know what it was, but it was one of those movies essentially.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, what'd you rate? What'd you end up rating this?
I want to wait. You want to mention our favorite characters though first?
Oh yeah, right.
For me, it was actually it's a toss up really, but I think Dan Stevens was the most intriguing character to me, and just like the way that I'm forgetting their names because they all use fake names, but
Joey is
Joey is
is
Melissa.
Melissa Barrera's character, and then hold on, Dan Stevens is
Frank. Yeah, I just love the way that he played the character. I thought he did well for the comedy and for the drama side of it.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah,
He's actually like I want him to play Constantine in the DC universe.
yeah, he's been popping up a lot recently.
Yeah,
He was in Kong.
He's in Kong. He's gonna be in that movie with Hunter Schafer, right? That's her name.
Yeah, Cuckoo.
Cuckoo, yeah, whatever. He plays like the villain. It looks like in that.
That movie looks really good, by the way.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, I guess we could. You brought it up a second ago, but to rate Abigail,
yeah.
I did seem a little bit down on it, but I ended up giving it a 3.5 star, 7 out of 10. It was enjoyable. I think by the end, it ended up winning me over. I was kind of like iffy about it as I was watching.
Yeah,
But yeah, it had like a lot of blood. Didn't take itself too seriously. Got some great performances out of the cast. And yeah,
very campy.
yeah, very campy. It's like my type of
Especially
horror.
like the dance scene with what's her name? Honestly, all the dance scenes were really campy.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just a
Fun
fun
watch.
horror movie.
Sucks that it's like not doing well at the box office.
It's not. I didn't even know.
Yeah, it's like I saw it's like struggling.
Yeah, I saw something recently that ever since Night Swim, like every single horror movie to come out after that has had a worse opening weekend, which is
Really?
insane because Night Swim was fucking awful.
I feel like not X, Maxime will probably. Is that even horror still at this point?
I feel like it's more of
The
like
thriller.
a thriller,
Yeah.
but it's definitely probably still got the slasher elements.
Yeah, because like I feel like X is like a horror movie. So is Pearl. And then this seems like more of like a
It's more of a
like drama.
like a drama thriller.
Yeah.
But
I mean I like the character, so I don't mind them exploring it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
you want to rate Abigail though?
Yeah, sorry, we keep going off topic. I gave Abby the same thing, I gave it a 3.5. I did enjoy the camp and the horror aspects, but like the plot got a little too convoluted at the end for me.
Yeah. So we're basically in the same boat for that one.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So let's move on from that. The other 2024 release that we got was Challengers, which we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
This was one that was supposed to come out last year, but due to the writer's strike,
I forgot about that. It was supposed to come out in November, right?
Yeah, it was like sometime at the end of last year, and they ended up delaying it.
Yeah.
A couple months. So basically, the film follows this love triangle that consists of Zendaya, who plays
Tashi, right?
Tashi something. What the hell is her? Hold on. This is important. Let's see. Tashi. Oh, Tashi. It says Tashi Donaldson because she takes Art's last name. But whatever. I forget.
Yeah.
I forget what her name was. She's like this tennis phenom, basically, and she ends up having this love triangle with these two best friends who are kind of like they're good. They're good tennis players. Like they could go pro.
Yeah,
but they're not as. She was like the chosen one.
Yeah.
Almost. She ends up injuring herself. She has a relationship with one of them in college, then she reconnects with the other one later on in life, and she becomes his trainer. And basically, the whole movie, although it doesn't like show all its cards at the beginning, but the whole movie sort of revolves around this one match that ends up
Yeah.
meaning like so much
So
more
much, yeah.
than what you actually think it will.
Because at the start of the movie, you're shown them. It's not told in chronological order. It's also told in like, I don't know what is that called, because it's not really
It's
like
just like non-linear,
non-linear. Yeah, not
chronological, whatever.
so.
But
It
yeah,
starts with them like having that match, and then as the movie goes on, like the more you get more invested in the match because you know what's actually going on.
yeah. And it's basically like the classic, like good, nice guy versus like bad boy
Yeah,
story of which one she gonna choose. Like obviously, Art is the one who's he's safer. He's got his shit in order. He wants to have the family, whatever.
yeah,
And then what's the other dude's name? I forget. Oh, Patrick. Patrick is
yeah,
more like a rebel. He's like a bad boy. Um, he's better for like a one night stand kind of thing, which is
yeah.
where that ends up going, sadly. I think Zendaya's character is like the clear villain of the movie.
Oh yeah. She's manipulating both of them.
Yeah, she has that line where she's like something about like her little white boys. What did she say?
Oh, I gotta take care of my two little white boys. Something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
She just has both of them on a string, honestly.
Yeah, she's
And
honestly. I think she was so good in this.
yeah, she was really good. She's
Like, I
definitely
honestly thought she was better in this than Dune.
I would say so. She's also like the clear lead in this.
Yeah, that's true.
She's definitely gonna get Oscar nominations.
Mhm.
I would think.
Yeah,
But yeah, their chemistry is really great between all of them.
yeah, and the score was also like fantastic,
Yeah, the score is like this funky like
like almost like house music.
yeah. It was really cool. I like the score. I think that it
Mhm.
was overused at points, or like there was one part of the score that I didn't like at all, which was the scene where um spoilers, the scene where Tashi ends up like cheating at the end, like the day before the match or like the week before.
Oh,
They
in like
play
the
like
parking
this
lot.
yeah, they play this really weird, like sad I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
I feel like I do, but like I don't really
It's nothing
remember what
like
it
the
sounds
rest of the
like.
score.
Yeah,
It's just like a really strange choice. I wasn't a big fan of that. But the rest of it was just like this really groovy, like funky synth kind of just
yeah.
it was
Like I feel like it's gonna be played at like clubs and stuff.
yeah, it was a really great score by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, who they've done a bunch of other movies too. I don't know if it was both of them, but one of them did mid '90s at least. Yeah, I could look up their.
Yeah, I'm curious what else they've done.
Let me see. Yeah, I thought it was refreshing though to see like the woman as the bad guy. I feel like that's not really something that you see in these sort of love triangle situations.
Yeah, I feel like but from not some people's like point of perspective of the movie, like they don't see her as the villain.
I feel like how could you not though?
So
Who else
like I
could
don't
be
know,
the
people
villain?
might not analyze it like as deep. Not saying that we're fucking,
I mean, she doesn't even like care about her husband really.
Yeah, like she has a kid and just like cheats on him up.
That scene where she goes out, cheats on her husband, comes back, and then like finds her husband sleeping with their
The
kid.
kid, yeah.
It's just like, bruh. She cares more about him like doing well in tennis than their
Than anything
relationship.
else, yeah.
And I like how tennis was used to frame their relationship, like the relationship of all three characters.
Yeah, because it
Especially,
kind of like binds them all together.
yeah. I have some other notes I want to talk about. One sec. I do think some of it was like a little over edited, especially towards the end.
Yeah, I feel like that the last tennis match, which is the scene is sick, but like there's like a lot of like slow mo scenes in it that I feel like it could have been a little bit shorter.
Yeah, I think that ending was just a little bit too dragged out.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah, I
they
agree.
when uh not I don't know if it was Art or Patrick was like I think it was Patrick was serving the ball. They have that really cool callback where he puts the
Yeah,
ball
between
in in like that little triangle,
Yeah.
which obviously earlier in the movie he was like, "Oh, put the ball there if like you fucked her or whatever," and then he does it, so Art knows that he fucked her last night. But like for them to get to that point just took so long within that scene, and I was just like, what the fuck? It was a great moment, but
it didn't have to be as long as it was a little played out.
yeah. There's actually I love the shots where you could see the underside of them playing, and it looked like they were playing on see-through like glass. I don't know if you saw this, but Luca Guadagnino, he also directed the Suspiria remake, and he said that shot was initially meant to be in that movie because that movie has a bunch of dancers in it, and he wanted to do that shot from underneath of the dancers dancing like on top of like a glass floor to give that same effect, but they didn't have the budget for it, so he didn't end up doing it, and he used it in this movie. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? No, I forgot my train of thought. I'm sorry.
That's all right. So yeah, it's mainly about. I feel like the main thing is just realizing that Zendaya's character just loves like competition, whether it's in the relationship,
in real life or in a relationship,
or in tennis. And it ends up like I really like the ending shot because I feel like everyone kind of wins in like a fucked up way.
Yeah, like he got the fucker. What's his name? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Patrick gets the fucker.
Patrick gets the fucker. Zendaya gets to stay with Art.
Or Zendaya, like that brought out the spark in him that he ends up winning the match, so he wins. So she's happy, and Art's also happy because he realizes like he doesn't have to do this shit anymore because like he finally realized that he's being manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I took it. Like when they both smile at each other at the end and go in for that
hug.
Yeah, that hug.
There's also like there's not like an implied romance, but there's definitely like romantic chemistry between Art and Patrick. Like that scene in the sauna.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, bro, they like make out.
Yeah, no.
Patrick is implied it's like implied that he's bisexual, I think, because there's a scene where he's swiping on Tinder, and then like a guy comes up and he swipes like whatever it is to like them.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice
left
that.
or right. Yeah, I like noticed that.
Good eye.
But, yeah. Yeah, to talk about my favorite scene though, I think like the peak of the movie and like the best scene that perfectly encapsulates everything is that initial like hookup between all of them. I think that scene was perfect.
The score. Yeah, I agree.
It kind of shows all the characters like on a base level of what they're about. She's manipulative with that scene, that shot that we always see in the trailer for like laying back on the bed. When you see like the context of it in the movie, it was just so perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, in that scene you could see she's manipulative. You see how like Art is like a nice guy, and Patrick's kind of like the dick.
The dick, yeah.
And it just kind of sets the stage for what the movie's gonna be.
Yeah,
that was my favorite scene. I don't know if you agree.
No, I agree as well. It was just like the perfect combination of like the score, like the setup of the scene, the camera work.
Yeah.
Your favorite character?
It's got to be Tashi. It's hard to pick one of the others. I mean, everyone's good. They're all three of them are really good.
Yeah, but I like Patrick a little bit better than Art. Like a little boring, not boring, but like
he's a dork.
Yeah,
he's too vanilla.
Yeah, he's just like he's like almost an NPC. Not, I wouldn't say he's an NPC, but like kind of trending on that path.
Yeah. One thing that I quickly want to bring up that's kind of a nitpick is like I thought the product placement in the movie was egregious.
Yeah, it was a little. Yeah.
I just listed off some of the things that I noticed. Like the obvious one is the Uniqlo. Those I don't mind because like actual tennis players wear that. I think that's not really product placement. That's more just like what they wear in tennis. Like the brands, but like there's other stuff. Like there's the Applebee's one.
There was like a Dunkin' Donuts one, I think, right?
Yeah, like the Dunkin' Donuts sandwich.
Yeah.
There's a scene where they're at the party and they're both, one's holding a Coke, one's holding a Sprite, and they're like facing the labels of the bottles directly at the camera as they're drinking it.
I mean, isn't this like his biggest budget ever? It was like $55 million.
Yeah, they had
But
to get
pay
the
for
money.
fun now, yeah.
Yeah. I just thought it was a little bit distracting. There's
Yeah, it was a
obviously,
long one.
there's Adidas, there's Nike. That I understand what you're saying. How it has to do with tennis.
Yeah,
like
like the
that.
brands, like I didn't mind that. Like the actual like athletic brands, I didn't mind. But the food was like a little obnoxious.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, let me see. I have a couple other interesting things. Zendaya actually apparently spent 3 months training with a pro tennis player in order to
Really?
get
That's
her
sick.
swings down and stuff.
She was a producer on this too, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think before I say yeah, and I'm lying. Yeah, she is a producer. So was Amy Pascal. I remember seeing her name in the
Really? What the
credits.
Does she have something to do with like tennis or something?
No, is it not a Sony movie? Is it?
No, I think it's New Light. Is it New Light?
Studios, Pascal Pictures. What the fuck? And MGM. I guess she just, I don't know.
I wonder how like involved she actually was.
I
Well, I
don't know.
guess the connection was Zendaya, so they both were with the Spider-Man movies. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. I was
So it
looking at
makes
some
sense.
of the casting things as well. Apparently, Austin Butler and Timothée Chalamet were both considered to play Art, and Jacob Elordi was considered for Patrick. I like
feel
how
like
they went with lesser known people.
Yeah, I feel like either of those wouldn't have worked because they're just such a bigger like screen presence that it wouldn't like that scene like I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't work as well if it was more of a well-known actor.
I agree. I think this is a movie where Zendaya is the focal.
Yeah, she's supposed
She
to
has to
shine.
command any scenes with those other two guys. She has to be commanding the scene and the better performer
Yeah.
of both of them. Which nothing against those two people. They were great.
No,
Who was it?
I'm happy with the way it
Mike
went.
Feist or something. Mike
Let me
Feist
see.
and Josh O'Connor. I could be.
They're both like
mispronouncing.
kind of newer, right?
I don't know about newer, but newer to the general public for sure. I've seen them both in other things before.
Let me see. Patrick O'Connor. I haven't seen anything.
Or Josh O'Connor.
Josh O'Connor. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he plays Patrick.
And then
The Mike Feist.
he's in the Bike Riders.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I haven't seen him.
Yeah, no. Like I was saying though, nothing against them, but I feel like if she was acting against Austin Butler, Timothée Chalamet,
It wouldn't have worked.
it would just be their presence is just as great as hers.
Yeah.
So it would have been you wouldn't feel as if she had the power in all those situations.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw this, but the screenwriter of this film, his wife is Celine Song, who wrote Past Lives. And there are similarities in the movie, like love triangle,
Yeah.
things like that. Nothing great, but I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
And apparently the guy Mike Feist, he auditioned to play in Past Lives that her husband, the husband.
Oh, the actual me. He would have actually fit that role really well.
Yeah, he would have. I don't know if he auditioned or if he turned it down, one or the other.
Yeah, but that's a good fit.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this movie works overall. Yeah, I think the score is probably the thing that brings everything together for me.
Yeah, that was the most memorable thing walking out to me.
I do think that the whole sexual side of it was a little bit overplayed. I don't think it's that sexy as
really besides that one scene, there really isn't that. There's one or two sexual scenes, but besides that it really isn't. It's pretty tame.
Yeah. It's not Poor Things levels.
Oh no, not even. Yeah. It's not even close.
I mean, I'm not that I'm complaining about it,
but
something that was hyped up as an erotic thriller.
It's not a knock on Poor Things.
For an erotic thriller, I think it could have used a little more sex. The only scene that wasn't... Yeah, it was 2 scenes. It was That obviously that one with all three of them, and then the one with her and Patrick in the college dorm, and that's
Yeah.
it. Not that
I
I'm
mean,
some
I don't
perv and I
mind.
want to like
I
watch
didn't mind. Like, I
Zendaya,
mean, I didn't mind it, but I get what you mean. How like it's kind of advertised like this big like sexual kind of summer blockbuster.
yeah, I feel like there was a lot of potential there with what they could have done in those scenes. Like the one in the college dorm is really good because she keeps talking about tennis the whole time,
Yeah.
and that's it makes it interesting because it's like that's really what she cares. Like that's what she cares about. Even when she's
Yeah.
having sex, she's talking about tennis.
Tennis. Yeah.
And I feel like there could have been other interesting things that they did in scenes like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a
Yeah.
little disappointing. But what can I do? I'll survive.
Yeah. You'll live, buddy.
But yeah, I guess to get to ratings, I'd give this a 4-star, 8 out of 10. I was really close to giving it a 4.5, but I think there was just a couple things that just dragged the movie down for me. I don't think it's gonna end up being in like my top 5 of the year when it's all said and done. Maybe not even
Really?
my top 10. Yeah.
I think this. I mean, I'll get to my rating now, but I give it a 4 star as well. But I don't. This is I think it's the second best movie I've seen this year, besides
Let me,
Dune.
let me see where I have it now. I don't even know if it's in my top 5 currently.
Really?
Yep,
I think
right
it's
now
better.
it's number 6 for me.
What's ahead of it?
Civil War,
Nah, I like this better than Civil War.
Lisa Frankenstein. That's controversial. That
No, I mean
movie's made.
Lisa Frankenstein's 3 for me.
Yeah, The First Omen I thought was better, but those are two horrors. Like
Yeah.
I love horror,
Yeah,
and I thought Snack Shack was better, but I
still haven't
like
seen that. Yeah,
I personally connected to that movie. And Dune Part Two is I think
yeah. Dune
clearly
was the only
better.
one that like I thought was 100% better, but I still think it's number 2 right now.
It's fair, fair. I'm not gonna argue against that.
Yeah.
To each their own. But yeah, I'm also like I'm not a huge Luca Guadagnino fan, to be honest. Bones and All, I didn't think was that great. I
Yeah,
thought this was a lot better than Bones
I
and
didn't
All.
like Bones at all. Yeah,
But
this is definitely better.
yeah, all right. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to add for challengers.
No, I think we like pretty much covered it.
Yeah, I really liked how they used sports in it. Like they could have told this story in another way.
Yeah, I was a
But
little more interested to see like their was Tish like coaching Art but before to where he was like coaching him because didn't he used to be really good at that point in the movie.
yeah, but it seemed like he was just old. He was like in his 30s or like they have a kid. He has a
Yeah, he was
line
that
about
old.
he had a line about how he was like getting old.
Yeah,
Not like getting too old to be playing tennis.
yeah, no, I know what you mean.
But yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So challengers, that's that. And then next we could move on to
The movie news.
our movie news. And I feel like there wasn't anything that crazy, but we could go through it from the beginning. Let's see. All right, the first bit of news that came out was that Keanu Reeves was cast in Sonic 3 to play Shadow the Hedgehog. I feel like that's pretty perfect casting. I saw a lot of people fan casting him for that role.
Yeah, it was a pretty consensus fan casting. Him
I'm
and
not.
Hayden Christensen were like the two.
Yeah. I really like the Sonic movies, but I'm not like a Sonic fan enough that I know anything about Shadow.
I know he's just supposed to be like a dark Sonic, basically.
I know he he uses a gun.
Yeah. I feel like them casting Keanu makes me think that he's gonna have the guns.
Yeah, because it's like John Wick. It's like a John Wick Sonic the Hedgehog kind of
Yeah,
thing.
like he rides a motorcycle, I think.
Yeah, so I'm kind of excited for that movie. We're gonna get Jim Carrey back again.
Yeah, so it should be fun. And the Knuckles series apparently was doing pretty well. It was like the most watched series in Peacock's like history.
Yeah, I think it was on Paramount Plus, but
Paramount. I'm sorry.
Same difference. It doesn't really. It's one of the lower tier streamers.
Yeah.
And is that really saying much? What else did Paramount Plus have? Like Halo? I don't even know.
I feel like when the new Avatar show comes out on there, they'll probably that'll be their hit. That's not for like another 2-3 years.
Is it
No, it's animated. It's like a new, like it's gonna be about like the next Avatar after Korra, but it's like the same people who did the original.
Oh yeah, because Paramount is like Nickelodeon,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, that makes
And
sense.
they're releasing a animated Avatar movie, but that's not like till next October.
I
But
think
that's
it's
gonna
a
be in theaters.
2026.
Oh yeah, it got moved back actually, right? So 2 years.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Um, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, when does Sonic come out? Sonic 3,
December.
end of this year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll run
Avatar
through it
two,
when we get
Avatar
there.
3 doesn't come out this year, right? Or it does
No, it was
next year.
supposed to, but now it comes out next
Delayed.
year.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll
Mm.
see though, because it took what 15 years from 1 to 2. So
Well, this is already filmed. It's all just CGI. Aren't like 3 and 4 both filmed already?
I think 3 is fully filmed. 4 is at least like
Halfway,
partially
whatever,
or
partially done. Yeah.
yeah. Because dude, these actors are getting old. You know, they
Yeah.
gotta get these movies out.
I mean, I feel like they're gonna kill off probably Zendaya and what's his name, his character eventually, and just have those kids be like the new
Not you
leads.
mean Zoe Saldana,
What'd I say?
Zendaya?
Zendaya.
You
I'm
got
sorry.
challengers on your mind, bro.
I know I am.
But
But yeah.
yeah, I hope James Cameron after that returns to the Terminator franchise when he's done with Avatar.
I saw that he is like that they have something planned,
I
or
think
he's working on something.
he said he wants to hold off on his script because he wants to see how AI develops in like the real world,
Yeah.
which is really interesting way to approach the script. But
Yeah.
I
But,
trust him. He's one of the greatest directors of our time.
yeah. I kind of doubted him with Avatar too. Like I was like, oh, it's just gonna be like really good like visuals and whatever. But it was. But the story was actually really good too.
Yeah. But all right, yeah, got a little off topic there, but
Yeah.
there's another bit of casting that I found very interesting. Coleman Domingo, who was an Oscar nominee of 2023, is supposedly being eyed to play the villain in the next Jurassic World movie from Gareth Edwards, which is rumored to have the title Jurassic City.
Oh, I didn't see that. Jurassic City.
Yeah.
Damn, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, Coleman Domingo is a great
The
actor,
cast is
obviously.
looking. Every time I doubt this movie, there's like other news that comes out that's like good about it. Is it still keeping that July release date? Like I don't
I
understand.
don't know. I doubt it.
There's no way. Superman's like halfway done filming and it's coming out like a week before it.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, maybe they've been filming. Who knows? But yeah, so now you have a cast of Dev Patel, Scarlett Johansson, and Coleman Domingo.
And then they
Compared
cast the
to
guy. They cast somebody else too. The
someone
guy
big.
who's gonna be like the. Nah, he's like a newer. He's like the lead in Wicked, the male lead.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, let me look him up actually.
But yeah, when you compare that to like the cast of Jurassic World, I mean, Chris Pratt is good, but he's not like on the level.
Yeah, no. Oh, Jonathan Bailey.
Jonathan Bailey. Not familiar with him.
No, he's like in mostly British movies. Wicked is like the first like big Hollywood movies, and
I'm very, very interested in this Jurassic City or whatever the fuck they're gonna call it. I'm very interested in this film. I
yeah,
feel like there's just more and more
that comes out about it that
like
makes me interested.
bits, yeah, that are just getting me excited. Obviously, Scarlett Johansson's one of my favorite
I know
actresses.
it says Spielberg's an executive producer.
Yeah, I think he also executive produced the other ones. I'm pretty sure. It's probably just because, like, you know, it's his franchise.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, this rivals like the cast of the original, which is like Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern, Sam Neill.
Yeah, honestly, you're right. This is the best cast since then.
Yeah. So. Not to, you know, Bryce Dallas Howard, I think, is a good actress, but.
Yeah.
Who is like the third? Is there like a big three for Jurassic World? I feel like it's just those two.
Those two, and then like
Justice Smith.
there was that. There was like that other chick in the part 3. No, don't they have like an adopted daughter at one point?
Oh yeah. She's in the third one. But
no, it's like fucking stupid.
I'll see, because I feel like more and more news is gonna come out about this.
And it has to. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Coleman
Yeah.
Domingo.
All right. Then we got some Martin Scorsese news. Two pretty big things, one of which this movie is probably going to be massive when it comes out, and that is Leo DiCaprio is apparently going to be playing Frank Sinatra, and Martin Scorsese is going to direct it. It's a biopic. Jennifer Lawrence will also star as Frank Sinatra's second wife, Ava Gardner. This is going to be like
It's amazing.
like Oppenheimer for Italians. It's going to be insane.
Yeah, or our whole family's gonna fucking lose their minds.
Yeah. Do I see Leo as Sinatra?
Not really, honestly,
Not really.
yeah.
And how are they going to get his voice down? I feel like they might just use his original songs and not have
I
Leo
feel like
sing.
that would be so weird.
I don't know if Leo's a singer, really. I don't think I've ever seen him sing anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Have they ever done that in movies?
Yeah. I mean, they have people all the time get other people to sing for them. Like the original High School Musical, even. That wasn't Zac Efron singing.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was someone else. It's a weird movie to bring up at this point, but...
Yeah, but... And then
Yeah,
Jennifer Lawrence, I think, is supposed to be playing his second wife.
Yeah. I think I mentioned that. I don't know if it maybe cut out or something. But, yeah, the main things that intrigue me here is Leo and Scorsese.
Scorsese, yeah.
Just that duo obviously has made some amazing films in the past.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And then the other bit of Scorsese news was about his Jesus film, which would come before the Frank
Yeah,
Sinatra
this is supposed to film like soon, I think.
Yeah. So I think you could say this one, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So Andrew Garfield and Miles Teller being eyed to star in the Jesus movie. I'm assuming Andrew Garfield is being eyed to play Jesus. I mean, it could be Miles Teller too. I don't know. But I feel like in Silence, he basically plays like a Jesus-esque character.
Yeah, and even his look in that movie.
Yeah, he basically just looks like Jesus.
Yeah.
But
this is something that we theorized about a little bit.
Yeah, because he dropped out of Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein at the time. We were like,
where it's like, why the fuck would you drop out unless there's something so much bigger, like the opportunity to play Jesus for Scorsese?
Yeah.
That's like, because playing, I don't know if he was going to play Frankenstein, I think.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Like the actual monster. Playing Frankenstein's monster for Guillermo was like, that's a huge opportunity. That sounds amazing. But this is probably something that's even
This probably means more to him, I'm assuming. He's probably, I'm assuming he's Catholic or Christian or whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's done the other Christian or Catholicism movie, Silence, so not too sure.
What's his name wouldn't have been a bad pick either. Adam Driver.
Yeah, he was great in Silence, actually. They both were. That's like an underrated movie, honestly.
No, I just watched that like not too long ago. I loved it.
Yeah. All right, so
yeah. Before we move on, I think it also is rumored the plot is gonna have like Jesus in modern day New York. I saw something about that, but I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, I think I saw that as well. That would be an interesting take on it. Also, considering Scorsese has done like the Jesus movie already. He directed Last Temptation of Christ.
Yeah.
Which has Willem Dafoe as Jesus. I actually watched that movie recently. I really liked it. But yeah, that having it set in a different setting, different time period makes sense because, like I said, he's done this already. So yeah. All right, yeah. Just to move on to the next thing. So I don't know if we've mentioned it on the podcast before, but Quentin Tarantino had been talking for a while about his final movie that he's going to do. That was called The Movie Critic. And now, at the last second, while they're in pre-production, he was just like, never mind. I don't want to do it anymore. So, since he backed out of it, he's going to develop a new script for a new final film.
Yeah, he's like starting over, right? Like this completely new movie?
Yeah. So, but some details about the movie got revealed, which is that it was going to be set in the same world as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Brad Pitt would reprise his role as Cliff Booth. And also Tom Cruise was in talks to play a role in the film. I'm glad he's stepping away from this because Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, in my opinion, is his worst film. So I don't know if I would have loved The Movie Critic, but That is so weird that like he's been talking about this movie for so long. There was all these casting things, then
Yeah.
right as they're about to start, he's just like, never mind. I still think
Change of heart.
he,
I mean,
he wants to only have 10 films, and then he's like, I'm doing my 10 and I'm out. I just think it's such a dumb like box to place yourself in. Because think about Scorsese. He's like 90,
yeah.
and he's still making great movies.
He has his
Like,
next 2 movies planned out.
and Killers of the Flower Moon was amazing. It's not like his
He's like
craft
losing
just
his
went down. Yeah. So I don't get why he's so set on this rule of like, oh, I'm making 10 movies. But
Very
he's a
personal
weird
thing.
guy. Also,
Yeah, he's very strange.
I'm not a big Tarantino fan in general, so I could be hating.
I am tight though that Tom Cruise isn't gonna. I hope he's still in the next whatever project he does, because I want to see Tom Cruise in like more of these kind of award-y. Not that this is gonna be an award movie, but kind of more critically acclaimed stuff.
Yeah, which he did at the beginning of his career. Then he kind of switched over to the action stuff.
Yeah.
And now he seems to be going back. He's also going to be in Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu's next film, who is more of like a artsy kind of director. He made.
Oh, I
Birdman.
forgot about that. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
What is it?
So,
Is there anything like come out about that movie or no?
not really. But I saw his most recent movie, which is called Bardo, and it was pretty good. It really flew under the radar. It was like a Netflix original.
What's it about?
Honestly, it's just like I can't even explain the plot. It's a really weird movie. It's kind of
Yeah.
like what's real, what isn't kind of thing. But I really enjoyed it. But yeah, so anyways, I guess yeah, the main point of that is Tarantino is a weirdo, and
Yeah.
see what his next movie's his last movie is actually gonna be. All right. Yeah, next up we got Fallout, the TV series for Prime Video, which we've talked about. I think we've probably mentioned before.
Yeah.
It finally dropped, and it's actually pretty good. I think we've only watched the first 2 episodes.
But it's
Right. I don't know if you've seen the others yet. But...
No, I've only seen the first 2, but it's really good. Honestly, the characters are very enjoyable, and I mean, you played the games more than I have. I only played it like briefly, but you said it's pretty accurate to the games, right?
I mean, I'm not too invested in the actual lore, but in terms of like the vibes of everything, the costumes, it is pretty accurate. Some people are complaining about the lore. There are some inconsistencies because it's supposed to be canon to the games, but apparently there are some things that don't make sense.
I do like that they're doing, like, they're not just telling the story of the game, because like there's so many ways they could have done it, but it's not even. It's kind of you play your own thing, so it's kind of hard to tell a story. But at least this is like, I don't know, they could have just do whatever they want.
Yeah, but it's doing so well that it got renewed for season 2.
Yeah,
which is great. They'll probably be able to, now that they know people like the show, they'll be able to like do a little bit more and not be as reserved.
And it also gives me a little more hope about the God of War series, because Amazon's also doing that.
Yeah. This is just the next thing up in video game adaptations. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of like, the stories are there already, so you just have to, translate it well.
Yeah.
The same thing with comic books.
I really love the main actress in this.
Yeah, she's great.
I've never
Ellie,
seen her.
is Ellie
else.
something, right?
I don't know. I don't really know her name. I don't know much about her besides her look. She has like those really large eyes.
Yeah.
Very distinct features on her face. Yeah, she's a great actress though.
She also plays the lead in like the Arcane series, but I've never watched that.
Oh yeah, Arcane.
Which is another video game one, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Ellie Purnell, her name is. Ella Purnell.
Ella Purnell. Let me see, Fallout.
She's in Maleficent. Army of the Dead.
No.
She's in Tarzan? What?
Let me see her filmography. She's in Invincible. What the fuck?
I have
Army
no
of the
idea.
Dead. I don't remember her in Army of the Dead, like you said.
I don't know who she plays in The Legend of Tarzan.
She's in Kick-Ass 2, apparently.
How old is she? She old?
I don't know.
Oh, she was a child actress. She was a child actress, that's why.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah.
I feel like she's probably gonna get more exposure now, do more things. So, Walton Goggins
Yeah.
obviously is, he's a legend. But
Yeah. He's sick in this.
yeah, as the Ghoul.
The Ghoul. Yeah. I saw something. I saw a spoiler for the show about him. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
No,
So
just
I'm not
keep
gonna
it to
say that.
yourself. Keep
Yeah.
it to your fucking self.
I feel like
All
you're gonna appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm definitely gonna keep watching it. I actually just finished House of the Dragon like 2 days ago, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish Fallout next.
Are you like excited for season 2 now? Like a lot more excited now.
Yes, but I don't think the show's nearly as good as like the peaks
Really?
of
I think it's
Game of Thrones.
I think it's on par with the first season of Game of Thrones. In my opinion.
The ending of the first season, I just I don't
No, it's
understand
nuts. I
what
know.
is so
What, the
big
first
about it.
one? I mean, no, the Game of
Of
Thrones or House of the Dragon?
no, House of the Dragon. I don't understand why that's such a big deal.
I mean, dude, like this like their family. It's like he murders his spoiler alert. He like murders his cousin. He doesn't like he doesn't intend to, but like this just kind of it's gonna spiral into more events in season 2. You'll see. There's like it's
All right. Yeah, not to get too off topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a couple trailers next. One of them was for the Transformers animated movie, Transformers 1.
Which I
What's
don't
your
know.
initial thoughts?
Looks great visually, but I don't know. I don't buy the cast. None of them really are voice actors. The only one that I kind of get like is Scarlett Johansson, but everyone else just sounds. I don't know. They only do like it's just literally them talking. Like there's no. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Chris Hemsworth trying to do the Optimus Prime voice.
It doesn't. It doesn't even
great.
sound like he's not even trying to do it. He's just like talking. I don't know. They should just really hire like voice actors for voicing roles.
Yeah, it really just seems like, and it seems just like a kids movie. Honestly,
Yeah, I didn't. I feel like when I heard it was announced, I thought it was going to be for a little bit more of an older audience, but clearly,
yeah.
I mean, clearly it isn't.
Like I like Transformers. Like in this movie, you have Bumblebee, but Bumblebee's supposed to be like badass. Like then you have him being played by Keegan-Michael Key, and he's like just a comedic relief, running around like I'm an idiot.
Which I'm surprised because he's actually he's a good voice actor. He does Toad. Like Toad is like a really hard voice to pull off.
Yeah,
he has a lot of voice acting roles, I think.
Yeah, but still, I don't know.
Yeah, no, like it's just.
It doesn't seem like something as adult as. Not that this is insanely adult, but like the Spider-Verse movies feel like they're
definitely for more.
They weren't like as kiddish as this seems to be.
Yeah, even like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles seems more like mature than this.
I don't know about that. After that New Yorker joke in there.
Well, no, I mean
the bacon, egg, and cheese. I think that
and
movie is
like from the trailers.
I think that movie's aging poorly, honestly.
Really? No,
yeah.
I think it's good.
I think it was getting hyped up like on Spider-Verse levels, but it's not even close.
No, I don't think it's on Spider-Verse levels, but I still think it's like very good animation. Especially for like it's definitely the best iteration of the Ninja Turtles, I think.
I mean, I still prefer that style of animation to this trailer for sure.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I mean, this isn't bad. I don't have a problem with the animation. It's different looking.
Yeah, the Transformers themselves look kind of different. Like they have the metal looking faces that is just
kind of the 80s. Is that when it was? The 80s movie? Not it was
or whenever like the cartoon was.
Yeah,
it's kind of similar to that, but it looks kind of weird in 3D in my opinion. It just looks like they tossed like lips and eyes onto just like a flat surface. I don't know. It's kind of
I guess I know what you mean. Yeah. This also, I feel like a lot of the pictures in the trailer. I feel like we didn't even talk about what happens in the trailer. Like it's supposed to be about Optimus Prime and Megatron, like before they're like the leaders of the Autobots and Decepticons. So like it's like when they can't transform, which I didn't know this much about. Like I don't know if this is supposed to be part of the lore or whatever, but they get the ability to transform in the movie, and that's like basically the plot of the movie.
Yeah, I'm with you with that. I didn't know that. I'm assuming that's something that's part of the lore.
Part of the lore there that we just like that wasn't explained in the Michael Bay movie, which But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we'll see.
I'll still see it. Maybe
Yeah,
I
I'll see
won't
it,
see
but
it in theaters, but I'll definitely get to it.
yeah.
The other trailer, which is way bigger, I would argue.
Yeah.
We got Deadpool's second trailer, or Deadpool 3 second trailer.
Deadpool Wolverine.
And we actually got to look at Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
The first one, they didn't show anything. This one's basic. This trailer is kind of all about it.
All about it. Yeah.
It teases a bunch of stuff about his character. Like, it seems like he's a different version of Logan that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, I do like that. I like that it has nothing to do with like the.
Yeah, I don't
'cause
want to
then when
mess
he
with
was-
any of the other continuity of anything.
Yeah, just leave it. I think he looks great in the suit. I love the suit.
Yeah, suit looks awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Oh, yeah, we also get to look at the suit with no sleeves, which I wasn't sure if they were going to do, but they are. And it looks
Yeah.
great. People were a little upset because he didn't keep the shoulder pads when like the suit gets taken off, when the sleeves get taken off.
But this is so much better than anything we've ever gotten.
Yeah, so I can't complain.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're not showing his mask in any of the trailers. It's been leaked so many times.
It's because it's Hugh Jackman and they want to show his face because he's a big name, so they want people to see that he's in it.
Yeah, I think.
And
that's
already
true,
Ryan
definitely.
Reynolds, they don't even show his face in half the trailer because he has to wear the mask.
Yeah,
Like in the movie, I'm sure he's gonna wear the mask a lot.
I hope so. I hope
Hope
he doesn't
so,
just
at
wear
least.
it for a second and take it off. But
Be like
yeah,
an
there's
nanotech or something.
you get some sort of better idea for the story. It seems like this is a Wolverine who's just kind of like done with life. It
Yeah,
seems
it
like in
seems like
his
it's-
universe, all the X-Men are dead.
It's
Apparently, that's
revealed
what.
that like he let down like something bad happened on his universe, and it was either like his fault or like he couldn't prevent it or something. So
Yeah. So
It-
yeah, he seems like when Deadpool first confronts him at the bar, saying like he needs to come with him, and he can't even like get his claws out. He just seems like he's
down
so
with his
down
luck,
bad. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, it seems like they're gonna team up to, I don't know, do something.
Cassandra
fight,
Nova.
which that is in the void. I'm assuming. So at some point
yeah.
they're both gonna get pruned. It shows like a better look at Alioth in the trailer.
I think that like it's supposed to be that she controls Alioth.
Could be. What? How'd you pick up on that? I didn't really.
Because like she's supposed to be like ruling over the
The void.
the void. So like the only way she'll be able to do that is if she controlled Alioth.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We get the. I feel like the biggest thing that people are talking about is the giant Ant-Man.
Yeah, that was cool. I like
The
that.
giant man skull is like her base. I thought that was
It's like
really
a
cool.
Cerebro too.
Yeah, it seems like, and that suit like is the MCU Ant-Man suit. So
Yeah.
I like how there's straight. But like, was there any other MCU things in the other trailers? Well, I guess on the TV screen when it showed the other, like the TVA.
I feel like there was something else too. Like, was it
I don't
like I don't know. I forgot.
But yeah, I thought that was really cool. And then we see them jump through a Doctor Strange portal. Do you think the movie's going to take place in the MCU at all, or no?
No, I think it'll end with them in the MCU.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they'll end up like once
I feel like Hugh Jackman's gonna come back for Secret Wars, so I don't think they're gonna be done with him. They'll probably have him like go on this arc, like throughout this movie, like into Secret Wars.
Yeah,
So I feel like
agree
they'll
with
both
you.
end up in the MCU, but like after the Avengers movies, there'll be like the next Wolverine we'll see will be like whoever they cast for the new Wolverine.
Yeah, I think after Secret Wars they'll probably do, because apparently Fantastic Four is in another universe too. So they'll probably bring all these together for Secret Wars and then make like a soft rebooted MCU.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna. Yeah, they're gonna, and they'll recast like Iron Man and Cap because like they're gonna want to do like basically have all the characters together from the beginning so they can tell stories.
I don't know about that. I don't know if they'll do that.
I think they're gonna do. Like they're gonna 100% recast. Not recast maybe, but they're gonna use his son T'Challa. Like That's being set up already. They got set up at the end of the movie. Like, so then when
Yeah.
this happens, they're just gonna have like they're gonna cast basically a new T'Challa. It won't be T'Challa; it'll be his son, but whatever. Like they'll probably do a new Iron Man.
Yeah, I don't know about Iron Man and Cap, but maybe.
Cap,
T'Challa
I don't
makes
know
sense because like I think he should have been recasted to begin with, but that's like obviously
they're gonna just do. It's gonna be his son.
yeah.
Whatever. Is his son's name's T'Challa too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. Doesn't even matter. It's gonna.
Are these trailers getting you more excited for the movie, or are you kind of just like at a level already and it doesn't even matter what they put out?
Yeah, I want to like. I don't know. I'm hoping. I feel like the action is gonna be really good.
I'm really excited. I feel like no matter what they show, I'm just gonna be excited.
I
Just
think like the
knowing
guy.
that it's Hugh Jackman back.
Yeah, that's true. And it's like him in the suit and stuff, which is
Yeah.
like so Oh, I think like the guy who directed Deadpool worked on the fights for this. I could be wrong though. Not Deadpool. I'm sorry. The guy who did John Wick.
Adds Stahelski.
Um,
I believe that's his name.
I'm trying to find. I feel like I saw something that he would.
I mean, either way, it seems like the
Yeah,
fight choreography does look pretty good from the trailers. So
yeah.
yeah,
And I feel like the MCU has like been missing like good, like choreographed fights.
yeah. Just a quick side note. I just want to apologize if I sound a little nasally. My allergies have actually just been completely violating me recently. There's just been pollen for like 2 weeks and it hasn't rained, so it's not getting washed out at all.
Yeah.
So my nostrils are getting clogged
Have you
every
been taking
day.
like anything? Like
Yeah, I'm on my allergy pills. I'm grinding. Huh? I'm grinding through the struggle.
the
But
pain?
yeah, no, I just want to apologize if I'm sounding a little nasally. But yeah, let's move on from
Yeah.
that trailer. I think we said all we really could about it.
Yeah.
There's another MCU thing which seems pretty big and I feel like this was inevitable. Apparently,
Yeah.
Giancarlo Esposito confirmed that he's playing a secret role in the MCU and his character is original and new. So, you hear that? What's your first thoughts of like who he could be? Does anyone pop into your head or no?
I feel like I have two picks in mind. I feel like it's either gonna be Dracula, but I feel like he said it's coming sooner rather than later, so it's probably not Dracula because like Blade's not gonna come out for a while, and I think he's gonna be like the animated Harry Osborn in like the new Spider-Man show that they're gonna do, because like the what's his son's name? The Norman in the show was black, so I think they're gonna have like, and they showed what not the what's his son's name? I keep forgetting it.
Oh, Harry?
Harry, yeah.
Yeah.
They showed they showed like characters on a Norman, and it basically just like looks like Gus from Breaking Bad. So like I feel like it's gonna be him, and that's honestly really good casting.
I was thinking Galactus at first, but he says it's an original and new character, so
Yeah, so I don't think it's Galactus.
like that Norman, that makes sense because like
it's like a different. It's not like
it's a race bent version of the character, so it's new, it's original, whatever. I mean,
and I like it. I like the casting.
normally I'm not a fan of like race bending for no reason, but because it's Giancarlo Esposito, I can't complain.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. Because hopefully, what they'll do is they'll have him voice the character in the show, and then eventually, when they do a live action version,
If they go that route with like Harry, they could.
Yeah. Well, I guess they'll see the reception based on.
Or they could just have him pop up in Secret Wars or something.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like him on like a goblin glider. That would be funny.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Other thing is, he could also be playing like a variant, like a Deadpool variant or something.
I saw that too, but I don't know.
Because original and new, it could just be like some sort of variant in like Deadpool. Because that would also be sooner rather than later. And they're like doing reshoots for Deadpool right now, or like they at least were in the past couple weeks. So
But I feel like they wouldn't just waste like his casting on a cameo.
That's true. But if he could just come back as someone else if it's just like a variant.
I feel like it was a cameo. He wouldn't have said he got cast. Like cast makes it sound like he's going to be appearing in like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, That's true. All right, yeah, let's move on. I
Yeah.
think this next thing is probably, if
The
not the
biggest
biggest
thing,
thing,
yeah, to come
it's
out.
one of the, and it's our first look at David Corenswet as Superman in his new suit, and this was kind of out of nowhere,
Yeah.
like it
I
just
feel like they
randomly
did it
dropped.
just because they're gonna be like they're probably gonna be filming outdoor scenes soon with him in the suit, so they might as well they just like dropped it. Well, they said it's not a picture; it's a film still.
Yeah, but my initial thoughts,
It looks
I don't
okay.
know, it's eh. It looks very cosplayish, especially with that like background. It kind of looks like a fan edit. Like, what the
Yeah, the
fuck is going
background
on
makes it
back there?
worse, honestly.
Yeah, and his position. You can't even see, like, I know he's wearing trunks, but you can't see his full suit.
Yeah,
You can't really face. It was just like a weird
weird. Yeah,
picture to choose
picture.
as
It
the
looks
first
like it's
look.
almost like battle worn. Like there's a bunch of marks on the armor
Yeah, it's definitely battle worn. There's also these weird lines around the suit
lines.
that people complain about all the time, that they say the MCU always does this. And this is like one of the first times where I'm looking and I'm like, what is the purpose of these lines? Because I
Yeah,
never like had that complaint really before, but I just don't get it. Especially with James Gunn saying, like, he wants to have this classic golden age Superman.
I feel
Why
I
not
feel like
just do that?
he's gonna get like that suit by the end of the movie.
Maybe. We'll see. I mean, I don't mind the collar either. I kind of like the
No,
collar.
I like the collar and I like the
It's
trunks. The
something
boots are
different.
nice.
Yeah, the boots are good. The
Honestly,
trunks
everything
are
else
good.
besides the lines is like fine to me, at least. Like I like the logo. It's
Yeah,
just like the
logo's good.
lines. I don't know. The lines just look, and the fit is weird. But I feel like I don't know
Yeah,
when they get to
it looks a
the
little
post.
loose on him.
Yeah, but yeah. So we'll have technical difficulties again, but we're back.
Yeah, sorry about
But
that.
yeah, I was saying anything besides honestly everything besides the lines I really like.
Yeah, and I mentioned I think it's like a little loose on him, but that also could be a good thing because it sort of gives a little bit of weight to the suit. Like you can tell he's actually wearing it. It's not like perfectly skin tight on him, like for example, like the Tom Holland Spider-Man suit looks.
Yeah, and even like the Henry Cavill one, it looks almost like it's like part of his skin. Like it's literally
Yeah,
that like skin tight on him. I like that
yeah.
it looks a little, you know, and I like that it's brighter, the blue.
So what do you think that thing in the background is?
Probably Brainiac. Who else would it
Like
be? I feel like who
it
else
doesn't
could?
look like Brainiac type shit though. I don't really know.
I saw people online say like the green in the back could be like a Green Lantern.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be because Guy Gardner's in the movie.
Well,
So yeah, I guess we'll wait and see
yeah,
until more shit gets released for that. But yeah, let's get to our top 10 for this week that we're gonna do.
oh yeah,
And this was a pretty basic one that I suggested we do, and that is top 10 favorite actresses. It's basic, but it's personal.
yeah,
Um, and we've done our top 10 favorite actors before, so this was like inevitable to get to. So I guess I'll start things off with number 10. Actually, before that, I'll just give some honorable mentions that didn't make my list.
yeah. Well, I should have done
And
that.
just want to throw them out there. 3 or 4 of them that were on the outskirts. Anya Taylor-Joy, Rachel
Oh my
McAdams,
god, I forgot about her.
Kate Winslet, and Cameron Diaz. Those are 4 that were on the outskirts. Just missed it.
Fuck, I didn't even damn.
But
Forgot about her. Who was the second one you said?
Cameron Diaz, Anya Taylor-Joy, Rachel McAdams, and Kate Winslet.
Oh, Rachel McAdams. Okay.
But yeah, so number 10, the actress that made it into 10th place for me was Thomasin McKenzie, who isn't a very big actress. She's relatively young. She's relatively unknown, but I think she's fantastic in everything she's in. She's most famous probably for Jojo Rabbit, or maybe Last Night in Soho. And she also had a movie come out last year that flew under the radar, but I loved it, which was Eileen. And I thought she was great in that movie, alongside Anne Hathaway. And yeah, I'm excited to see what she does next because, like I said, she's very young. I think she's younger than you, Joe, and I think she was
Yeah,
born in 2000.
2000.
So yeah, she's my number 10.
Good pick. My number 10 was Zoe Kravitz. I feel like she's she's kind of not newer, but her biggest thing is probably the Batman. But she also was in Dope, which I really enjoyed. But I feel like Catwoman is probably her best role.
Yeah, I don't really know like what else she's known for. Really, I've seen her in Mad Max Fury Road, but besides that,
Apparently she's in X-Men First Class, but I don't remember. Oh yeah, she plays like um I forgot it's like Firefly or something. I forgot.
oh yeah, and I've seen her in Fantastic Beasts actually as well. I forgot about that. But yeah, she's definitely bigger now because of Catwoman.
Batman, yeah.
But all right, let me see. Who do I got for number 9 here? Number 9 favorite actress is Elizabeth Olsen. Probably most known for her MCU work, as the Scarlet Witch, obviously. But I think she has a bunch of other like underrated films. I love her in Wind River. That's my favorite performance of hers.
Yeah.
Ingrid Goes West. She's great. I don't really remember her too much in the original Godzilla. I know you watched it recently, but
Yeah, I mean, she was alright. She just played like a damsel in distress kind of.
yeah, I think she's recently Emmy nominated, or maybe Golden Globes for Love and Death, the miniseries with
Oh
Jesse
yeah, with
Plemons.
him and Jesse. I watched first episode and it was actually pretty good.
But yeah, I hope she comes back as Wanda. But if not, I'm still excited to see what else she
Definitely
does
come
because
back.
I love her in her other things. So there it is. There's number 9.
So she's definitely gonna come back. Number 9 for me, I had Rachel Zegler. She's definitely becoming more popular. Her big breakout was West Side Story, right? West Side Story.
Yeah, yeah. That was like one
And
of her first acting roles.
yeah, was that her first acting role?
I'm pretty sure it was her first. I didn't want to say it because I wasn't 100% sure,
Yeah.
but I think it is.
And then and the Hunger Games is her newest thing, which I thought she was really good in as well. And she's also going to be playing uh, Sleeping Beauty, right?
Snow
Not
White.
Sleeping Beauty, Snow White.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I knew it was one of them.
she's been like in the negative discourse recently. I feel like because of her comments about Snow White.
Yeah, because they like changed the story or something.
Yeah, apparently she was like, "Oh, that story's outdated" or whatever. But it's like, if you're playing Snow White, shouldn't you like love Snow White? I don't know. I mean, to me, it doesn't matter. But
Yeah,
'cause I don't really give a fuck about Snow White. But I'm just saying, like, recently she's been in the negative discourse.
yeah, no,
I do think she's great, though. I mean, I haven't seen her in much because she hasn't been in much. But that Hunger Games movie, she was great in.
yeah,
And I've seen her in Shazam. I haven't seen West Side Story yet, but
good.
yeah, she's an up and comer there. So
Yeah,
all right, so I'll give my number 8. This is another actress who's getting way more popular now, and that's Mia Goth. Obviously X and Pearl are kind of her like
yeah,
her break into mainstream fame, but I've seen her in a lot of other things that she's great in. Suspiria, she's awesome. High Life, she's probably like the highlight of that movie because that movie sucks. Cure for Wellness, she's great in that one. She just plays like a weird, mysterious girl. That's kind of her vibe she goes for. And when we saw Infinity Pool, she was actually there to do a Q&A. So it was cool. We got to like see her in person.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Infinity Pool.
So she was great in Infinity Pool.
Yeah,
I just love what she brings to the screen, this sort of like crazy, like unpredictable nature to her characters.
yeah.
And she does a great job doing it. So yeah.
What's her next?
Maxine is next. I don't know. And then Blade. She's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
she's in Blade. I forgot about that.
And Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein also. So she's got a pretty great schedule.
Yeah, she's packed. What are we on, number 7?
It should be 8 for you.
8. I'm sorry, 8. 8. I actually have Margot Robbie, which is like kind of a pretty basic pick, but
Yeah, I
I
was
still
gonna say.
think, yeah, I still really like her. I mean,
No, she's great. She's great.
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street is obviously probably a big break, and then Harley Quinn. She was just in Barbie, and she's also like a really good producer as well. She's on like she produced the what was the one that just
Saltburn.
came out? Saltburn. She produced Barbie as well. She was like she might have been an executive producer on that.
Promising Young Woman. She did also.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, she's a great actress.
yeah.
But yeah, she's like if
But
you ask like any guy who's your
any
favorite
guy,
actress, they'll say her or like Sydney
Sydney
Sweeney.
Sweeney. Yeah,
Yeah, but all right, yeah, not a bad pick. Number 7 for me, I actually have Rachel Weisz or Rachel Wise. I don't know how to pronounce. I'm pretty sure it's Weisz.
mm-hmm.
You might know her from The Mummy. That's
Oh
probably
yeah,
her.
she was in. I probably that in Black Panther, like 2 things I remember
Or
her
Black
from.
Widow.
Black Widow. I'm sorry.
Yeah, where she played Evelyn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I became a big fan of hers um, after watching her films with Yorgos, because she's in The Lobster and The Favorite, which are 2 of Yorgos's movies, and she's fantastic in those 2 movies. I also saw her in Disobedience, which is a great film with her and Rachel McAdams, where they kind of have like this. They're both like very religious, like Jewish girls, and they have this sort of like forbidden lesbian romance.
Mm-hmm.
Very great film. She definitely has some duds, but I think the main thing that attracts me to her as an actress is like those Mummy movies, because as a kid, watching those,
Yeah, no,
she was
there's
like
very
kind
fond
of
memories of those.
like the heartthrob of the movie. Like she's like the love interest of the male lead character. And watching those movies as a kid, I was kind of like drawn to her. So rediscovering her now in these Yorgos films was like awesome. So, yeah, I love her. She's that was number 7. Yeah.
Number 7 for me is she doesn't really have a lot of credits to her name, but one was pretty significant. Greta Lee. She's kind of like she's newer, I think, but Past Lives is obviously she got nominated for awards for that, and she's also in the Spider-Verse movies, which I didn't even realize.
Yeah, Greta Lee's great.
Yeah.
Greta Lee's great. I've actually seen her randomly. I was watching like I don't know, some weird comedy, and like she was just playing just like a stereotypical like Asian like stereotype character, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, why is she doing? She's such a great actress. Like, why is she playing this character? Oh, it was the movie Sisters with Amy Poehler and Tina Fey.
It was from like a while. Was it early in her career?
2015. So not that old, but like now what she's doing compared to that, pretty funny. All right, Greta Lee. I mean, bro, honestly that's as strange as a favorite actress. I can't even lie.
That's a what?
That's like a strange favorite actress to have. She hasn't been in a lot, but I'll respect your list. I'll respect the damn list. All right, number 6, Florence Pugh. Somewhat basic. She's very popular now, but not to be that guy, but I did like her before her big break.
Yeah.
So I was a huge fan of hers in Midsommar, obviously. But she's great in Lady Macbeth. That's like an underrated film that not a lot of people have seen. That guy also went on to direct Eileen, which is a random tidbit. Yeah, Florence Pugh had a movie last year also called A Good Person that Zach Braff directed. They actually used to be married.
With
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
That movie was great. She was great in it.
You ever seen the movie Wonder?
Yes.
It was like the nurse.
The Wonder. I wasn't a big fan of it, But yeah, I think she's a really great actress. She elevates everything that she's in.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm excited to see where she goes in the MCU as well, because obviously, like, as much as I like all this
It's
high
cool
art
that like
acting
when
shit.
actors and actresses like can do the comic book stuff and also do like this kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, like I still love the MCU. So
Yeah, I mean she's gonna be the lead in Thunderbolts probably.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, that was 6.
Yeah. 6 for me. I had Mia Goth, which obviously everyone knows from Pearl and act. And actually, I saw another thing with her on Netflix called The House, but it's like a bunch of short. I don't know if you've
Yeah,
seen
I've
that.
seen that movie. It's like stop motion.
Yeah,
It's like three. It's like
different.
an anthology kind of thing.
Daisy Ridley's in it too, I think. But and Infinity Pool, obviously too. She just like you summed it up pretty well. Like just the crazy energy she could bring on screen is just, just makes her stand out.
Yeah, she's got that crazy factor.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Top 5. Top 5. Here we go. Number 5. Jennifer Lawrence. This is an actress that was huge, then sort of fell out of popularity, and then now is kind of having her resurgence.
Yeah.
My favorite role of hers is probably her in Silver Linings Playbook, which I don't know if you've seen that one, but
With
great rom-com.
what's his name? Bradley Cooper, right?
Yeah, she's obviously great in Mother.
Yeah.
That's one of your favorite movies. Wasn't the hugest fan of her as Mystique. I think she's fine.
Yeah.
But nothing to write home about. And then her comedy is great too, No Hard Feelings, which just came out this past year. Did very well and was a really good movie for what it was. So, big fan of hers. And wait, how could I not mention Katniss? She was
I was gonna say.
She was huge in pop culture when those movies came out.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, that was kind of like they came out around like the age that we would be watching them. I feel like when we were in middle school they were coming out. So, yeah, 2012. Jeez.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
That's crazy.
But yeah, that's my number 5.
Number 5 for me, I had Zoe Saldana, which she's actually been in a ton of different like media. She's been in she's obviously in the MCU. She's in Pirates. She's in the Avatar series. I think she's in Star Trek as well. But just a very talented actress, which I haven't even realized I've been watching like my whole life.
She does. She does a lot of franchise stuff.
Yeah.
So, all right, number 4 for me, Emma Stone. She recently won, obviously, Best Actress at the Oscars, her second time winning the award. So that just goes to show how awesome she is. My favorite role of hers actually is a supporting role, and it's her in Birdman. I really loved her in that movie. I know we talked about that movie really early on in the podcast, but actually I lied. That's my favorite role besides her in Poor Things. So I didn't update my my list, but yeah, she's a beast in that movie. Birdman, as a supporting actress.
I forgot she plays his daughter, right?
Yeah. She's also in The Favorite, which is amazing. Another Yorgos film. Crazy Stupid Love, if we want to go to more of a not really artsy. Easy A, great in that. Good in Superbad too. She's in Superbad. I don't know if you remember her in that.
Yeah, oh yeah, she plays. Yeah.
She's like the main girl, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then she had her days as Gwen Stacy, where she was fine.
Yeah, she probably the highlight of that.
Yeah, just a really talented actress.
Yeah. She got her flowers finally.
I mean, like I said, she won for La La Land, so it's her second time. But
I'm sorry.
She got her flowers twice. You like La La Land a lot, right?
Yeah. I love La La Land. That's like my favorite musical.
Yeah, definitely up there for me. But, alright. So, yeah, that's number 4 for me.
Yeah. Number 4 for me, I had Florence Pugh, which I mean, you summed it up pretty much, but her in the Marvel stuff is great, but she does also like awardy stuff like Oppenheimer, and I mean,
yeah,
I thought she was the highlight of Don't Worry, Darling, even though I wasn't really the biggest fan of that.
Yeah, she actually was genuinely great in that.
Yeah.
Apparently she had to take over the film.
Yeah, I heard
also,
she was like
behind the
basically the
scenes.
director of it as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with her in the next Dune movie.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Mm.
She's
And she
probably
was
gonna be a
also
big part of it.
she's in Puss in Boots.
Oh yeah, she plays Goldilocks.
Yeah.
She's got the voice acting down too.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move into the top 3 now. This is where things start to get crazy. Not really, because I feel like I've talked about my favorite actresses before.
Oh, yeah.
At number 3, we got Amy Adams, and she's the lead actress in my favorite movie of all time, Arrival.
Yeah.
Completely carries that movie. I don't even think she got nominated for Best Actress when she probably should have won that year.
Yeah.
She's great in Nocturnal Animals. Seen that?
She's great in what? Would you say?
Nocturnal Animals.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that movie.
Great in that.
Yeah.
She plays a good side character in Her. I don't know if you've seen Her.
Yeah. Who does she play?
She plays like Theodore's best friend, kind of. That's with the guy, and they get divorced.
Oh, is it the last scene, like them on top of the rooftop?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then she has her other stuff like Enchanted. I think she's Enchanted's like
Yeah.
an underrated movie from our childhood.
She's also
great.
Lois Lane.
Yeah, pretty bad Lois. I
Yeah,
do
no
love her,
chemistry.
but not a great Lois.
Yeah.
And then the Muppets movie, bro. That movie's awesome. The Muppets, the 2011 one. She plays one of the leads in that. So love Amy. I don't know what she's. Oh yeah, she's coming out with a movie this year called like Night Bitch. I don't know if you've
Isn't
heard
like something she turns to a dog or something like that?
something weird like that. I'm very interested with that. I have no idea what that's going to be like. Let me look it up. Night Bitch. Let's see. Marielle Heller, who has directed the Mr. Rogers biopic.
I mean, I feel like this sounds like so weird that like it has to be good for her to be doing it.
Yeah. I mean, she's done some stinkers, don't get me wrong, but yeah. I think.
Did you ever see her in Hillbilly Elegy or whatever the hell that show's
Elegy?
called?
No. Apparently that's like a very odd. They were trying to like make it Oscar baity, but it just completely backfired and sucked. I haven't seen it, so I can't really say too much. But all right, yeah, you want to get to your top 3?
Yeah. Number 3 actually had Zendaya, which definitely moved up on my rankings after seeing Challengers, but just her and Dune and Challengers back to back is just insane. Like 2 Oscar-worthy performances. And I mean, she's also great in the MCU as like the Mary Jane, right? She was like her the Mary
MJ,
Jane,
Michelle
MJ.
Jones, yeah.
And I'm excited for like she's gonna be playing Cleopatra, and with what's his name attached?
Denis.
And she's also good in The Greatest Showman too, which leans into more of her like musical background.
And Shake It Up.
Oh yeah, Shake It Up. I forgot about that.
Crazy that she started from that. Like looking at where she is now compared to her co-star. Whatever the fuck her name is, Bella Thorne.
Isn't she like a fucking druggie?
I don't know.
No.
She's in shitty movies nowadays. But all right, number 2 for me, Scarlett Johansson. I think she is probably one of the most talented actresses working for sure. Aside from her like being one of my favorites. And again, another one that does the MCU shit and also does the artsy film stuff. Again, dude, great in Her. She does the voice. Just her voice in that movie is like an insane performance. Jojo Rabbit, she's great in. Marriage Story, obviously.
Oh yeah, Marriage Story. Honestly, you could argue Marriage Story is one of her best performances.
I think it is her best, honestly. but it's not like my favorite. If that makes sense.
Yeah, she has more memorable performances.
Yeah, and obviously Black Widow. She's so famous for that.
And now the Jurassic World, which is cool. I'm excited to see where they're gonna go with her, with that.
Yeah. And how can I forget how she voices Mindy in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie? Can't forget about that.
Oh damn! Now that I'm like looking back and I see it now, but I didn't know that for like until now.
Yeah, it's like King Neptune's daughter.
Daughter, yeah.
But yeah, and it seems like she's gonna be doing this Jurassic World, so
Yeah, and she's also in the Transformers movie too.
yeah, she's doing the voice. So all right, who's your two?
Two, I have Emma Stone. Which I mean, you kind of summed it up. I can't really say. Like you basically covered all her movies.
That's all you got.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I did go in depth on her. So, all right, no problem. I'll give you my favorite actress of all time, Natalie Portman. I'm sure I've mentioned it on here before. Yeah. She just has hit after hit. Black Swan is probably, I think, her best performance.
Right.
I think she did win the Oscar for that.
Yeah.
But even as recent as this year, May, December, she's fantastic in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
She's also been great since she's a kid. Leon the Professional, awesome. She's in Heat. I don't know if you've seen Heat.
Yeah, the racing movie, right?
No. It's like a crime thriller kind of thing. She definitely has some duds. Bro, Padme. She's Padme.
Yeah.
That's another just woman of our childhood that we saw her and we're like, wait, am I attracted to women? Kind of role,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I could go on and on about how great her movies are. She also recently was in Thor: Love and Thunder. I enjoyed the movie, but a lot of people didn't. She plays the mighty Thor.
Yeah.
In that. So willing to do franchises, Star Wars, Marvel. Yeah, I don't know what else to say besides I love her. She's awesome. Who's your favorite, bro? I honestly have no idea. Yeah. So I don't.
So for me, I mean, it's Jennifer Lawrence, just because
really?
Mother Alone was like probably one of the best performances I've ever seen of like in any movie. And you know what's crazy? She got nominated. What's the thing that they call it like for the worst actress?
Razzie.
Yeah, she got nominated for a Razzie for that performance. Isn't that like insane?
Yeah, the Razzies are stupid.
But why? I don't understand why people hated it.
I think because she was so big off Hunger Games that people were like, "Oh, Jennifer Lawrence," and then they go see this weird Darren Aronofsky like just insane movie that doesn't make any sense. Has like a baby getting killed, and they're like, "What the fuck?" That's why I think the movie didn't do well, or like didn't get critically received well. Yeah. Also, because it was such a like dark. Her fan base.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
wasn't
prepared for that.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know she was your favorite.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah, like I think she's okay in the X-Men. She's whatever.
Yeah,
Hunger Games, obviously, that was like my first introduction to her.
Yeah, I feel like the X-Men, she doesn't really care that much.
Nah, she was also pretty good in Don't Look Up too.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But all right. So yeah, that's all for our top 10 though. Pretty good one. I was surprised by some of your picks, but you had an interesting list there.
A little more. My picks are a little out there.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, let's move on to our last film of the day. Running a little long here. Actually, I don't know. I can't really tell because we lost connection like twice.
Yeah.
But whatever. All right. You want to introduce this movie because you recommended it?
Yeah. So I recommended Bram Stoker's, right? Stoker's Dracula, which is actually my first Francis Ford Coppola movie because I haven't seen any of his movies. And it was the cast is really good. Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder, so I wasn't really interested in. So it's basically just the story of Bram Stoker's Dracula, and it's about basically Dracula is shown as this like what I don't want to say warrior, but like some kind of
Yeah, he's like some kind of knight or like
whatever.
leader or something.
Yeah, and he ends up like losing his wife. But I forgot. Do they explain how he actually becomes Dracula? It's not really.
I think he just he stabs that thing, and then I don't know.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that stuff's irrelevant, to be
Yeah,
honest.
basically he's just
That epilogue part is kind of like it's cool. I like it. I like his armor, and it explains more of like him losing his wife.
wife. Yeah,
But yeah, this really is just the Dracula story. Like it's the same movie as the 1931. Like in general terms, it's just like an updated version of it.
yeah.
I prefer the original personally. This is the second time I've seen this movie. I think it's great. Francis Ford Coppola is one of the greatest. I can't believe you haven't seen The Godfather.
I'm not a. I know. I don't know.
Listen, I get it. But yeah, the movie, it feels very like stage play-esque. I don't know if you felt that.
Yeah,
Like just the way that the lines
almost
are
like a
delivered.
play. Yeah,
Yeah. It maybe could have been because of Keanu's performance. He's very like robotic in how he speaks, but I think that's just him as an actor rather than like the direction of the film.
Yeah.
He's probably the worst part of the movie in my opinion.
He's not even that bad.
Bro,
This
he
is like one
sucks.
of his first like roles.
He actually sucks in my opinion.
I think he's okay.
Like I think Keanu's great as a person, sure. I love John Wick, but he really sucks as an actor. He's just not great in this movie.
Yeah,
But yeah, it just basically follows that story of Dracula luring this man to his crib in Transylvania. You know, getting him fucked up, getting him chilling with some vampire woman, and then traveling over to London, and then from there he goes after a woman. You know, Van Helsing's there. He tries to violate him. It's like the same story as we've seen before, but it just tries to put its own spin on it.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of unique takes with the I like the portrayal of the vampires. Like they're not like traditional looking. Like he has all white makeup on. His hair is in like a bun.
Yeah, Dracula you think of as wearing like a black cloak,
Mm-hmm.
but his look, he's wearing all red, and he has these
yeah.
two huge, like you said, like the white hair, those buns. I liked it. I think it was a cool take because you can't do something too original. I mean, too
I agree.
close to the original.
Yeah.
I think Gary Oldman's a great Dracula. Apparently he went method. The movie.
Really? How the fuck did he get
Slept in a coffin. Apparently he slept in a coffin.
Are you serious? I think we kidding.
Yeah. No, I'm serious. Apparently he had like bad blood with a lot of the actors on set. Apparently him and Winona Ryder were not on great terms at all while this was filming.
That's like why they like outside the movie or just during
They're just
the course
on set, and apparently she's spoken about it now and said that they resolved their differences and it was just kind of drama at the time. But I read something on like the IMDb that this sounds so ridiculous that I actually don't know if it's true. So the scene where they're in London, in like the town, Dracula's young again at this point. He like fed and then he got younger. And he first sees Winona Ryder's character for the first time in like the square or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently when she looks to him, she's supposed to have like this look of shock on her face and like she just couldn't get it down. So basically Gary Oldman took like a cucumber from one of the carts that was like on the set, and like when she turned to him, he like had it on like his lower section, pretending that like it was his dick and like waving it around. So like that made her actually shocked. So that's the shot they used in the movie. But apparently she got really offended by that, and that's why she was like they were beefing. That is such a ridiculous story. I don't know if that's true, but that would be mad funny if it was true.
I mean, I feel like if it was something like if, I don't know, I feel like they can't really tell that story to like the public. That's such a weird fucking.
Yeah, I don't know, but
that's funny.
Yeah, one thing that was different about this movie though compared to the original was it's very like sexualized.
Sexual, yeah.
A lot of just sexual undertones, whether it was even when the girls are talking, like outside of any of the Dracula stuff, Winona Ryder and like the girl she's friends with, they look in that book and there's like the picture of like the two people having sex, and she's like, "Oh, how do people even do that?" And then when the girl's like, "Oh, I was doing that last night," like just like talking about sex and like
Yeah.
it's just
Is
I
it
don't know.
like that? I mean, I never read the book, so I can't really
I don't know.
speak for it.
I mean, the original movie is not like that at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, back then they probably weren't allowed to show that shit on television in a movie.
Yeah.
Came in like the
But
30s.
I feel like vampires are inherently like sexual. Like the lust for blood is very much
Yeah,
like
it's shown the sexual like desire almost is
yeah,
shown.
yeah. So I didn't mind it. There's also the famous scene where uh Dracula's in like his wolf form and he's like basically having sex with Winona Ryder's friend,
Yeah.
that girl. And it's kind of like a shocking imagery because it's basically like a beast having sex with a woman.
Yeah.
There's also like the stuff with Keanu Reeves and the two like vampire ladies that
Oh
they
yeah,
have
that like
sex
come
with
out of
them.
the bed. Yeah. There's a lot of cool imagery in the movie as well. Like one
Yeah,
of my favorite scenes is like when there's a scene where they're trying to kill Dracula and like they corner him in like the dark. Not the dark. I forgot how they corner him, but basically they get to him, and he turns himself into like a bunch of rats, and just like the rats take the shape of his figure and like collapse. Which is a really cool
yeah,
shot.
that was really cool. And I was also reading that like Francis Ford Coppola didn't want to use any like computer generated effects or anything like that, so everything was done like on set
That's
in
awesome.
camera. So some of it was really cool, like the stuff they used to play around with shadows, or like
Yeah, that was awesome.
how Dracula is able to, sort of move like seemingly in ways that wouldn't make sense. Like he appears from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen, like instantly.
He doesn't move like a human. Like he's just it's
Yeah,
different. Yeah,
yeah. I really enjoyed that.
me too. Your favorite
Yeah.
scene?
Um, I was actually gonna say that scene that you said with the rats. I also noted that down, but I feel like
There's a
this,
lot of good shots. I feel like in the movie.
I really do like that scene with the beast having sex with the woman. Just like the reveal of it.
The imagery of it, yeah.
And the imagery, like how she's wearing that bright red dress.
Yeah.
And I like how his makeup looks. And it's Winona Ryder's character. She sees it, right?
Yeah.
She's the one
She's
who pulls
walking
up,
through like
yeah.
the garden, yeah.
I really love that scene. I think it's very well done.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely up there.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's that I like that rat scene.
Yeah, I really love like all the vampiric like and gothic design of everything.
Design of the cat, like the castle, and
yeah, the castle and just everything, like the things in the castle, the furniture, even.
Yeah.
Just really cool stuff. But yeah, when at the end, it's sort of when they move away from like the vampire stuff, it loses me a little. It gets kind of like almost like an action movie at the end. There's like a big action fight scene.
Yeah, like found like
Like
the train.
guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the train. Wasn't really a big fan of that. It kind of loses me. I think the movie's a little too long. I'm pretty sure the original Dracula is like 70 minutes, and this is over 2 hours.
Yeah.
So not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I know back then movies were all that short, because the original's from like 1931. So
Yeah,
we're
no,
talking
that was like one
about
of the first movies, like right? Isn't it one of the first movies like
I
to
don't
be
know.
like nationally
I mean, it's one of the
released?
first like big movies for sure. But yeah, just I mentioned Keanu before. Apparently, Francis Ford Coppola actually his first choice was Johnny Depp, but the studio wanted like a not that he was a no name, but at the time he was like a heartthrob off like Point Break. And they thought that would connect better with like the female audience. I think Depp would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
But
In terms of like the talent of an actor, but I mean,
yeah, also apparently Steve Buscemi was supposed to play Renfield, but he turned it down.
I could have seen it. I see that.
I feel like that almost would have been like a parody level. Like if he's Steve Buscemi as Renfield. I don't know if I've ever seen him in a serious movie. Actually, that's a lie.
Wasn't he in like a
I've
movie
seen him
about?
in Ghost World.
The hell's that?
Why? Which one?
Isn't it
What?
like a gang movie he's in? Isn't he in like a gang show or something?
Maybe. He's in
He
this
plays like
movie. Yeah, the movie Ghost World it's like a young Scarlett Johansson. I don't know if you've heard of it. Getting off topic, but I do. I actually love Ghost World, so I don't mind talking about it for a second.
What's it about?
Has a young Thora Birch, young Scarlett Johansson. He basically like it's these two teenage girls that are just trying to like figure out like the meaning of life, kind of.
Yeah.
And then one of them befriends Steve Buscemi's character, who's like much older, and then they like kind of have a relationship. It's like weird. It's kind of like American Beauty-esque.
That's everything. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how we got to Steve Buscemi from Bram Stoker's, but in terms of this compared to Coppola's other films, I don't.
He says one of his weaker ones, right?
Yeah, I think it's one of his weaker ones. Still great. I think Godfather Part 1 and 2 are both better. Apocalypse Now is probably a little bit better, although I might lean towards this just because I'm a big horror fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, also we didn't talk about this during the news section, but Megalopolis teaser.
Oh yeah,
came out.
Forgot about that.
Which is like his movie that is apparently self-financed and
like his passion project.
Yeah, no, but he definitely has like a style, and he has a certain way that he likes to do things, and he doesn't seem to falter at all. He just like does what he wants to do.
Yeah. So I feel like within it, like he just kind of can get whatever he wants. Like in terms of like studio control and stuff, like he could, you know.
Yeah. So after watching this movie, were you like, was it what you expected based on what you had known, or?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I expected, like that'd be like really good, like not vision, but like visually, it would have been nice, and like I mean, the cast was really good too. So
yeah. Also, Anthony Hopkins as Van Helsing. That's a great casting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really have much to say about it. It's just like,
yeah, I mean,
it's just the Dracula story just told a different way.
Yeah.
And like the main difference is like the sexual nature. Which I think, like I said, I think it works. But I still prefer that original 1930, 31, whatever, classic. So, yeah, let me think. Favorite character, though. I gotta choose Drac.
Yeah.
I gotta choose Dracula. I think Gary Oldman's performance is great.
Yeah. I like Winona Ryder as well, but I just think Dracula's just such a more compelling character.
Yeah. I agree with you. So, yeah, what did you rate this?
I gave it a 4 stars. I do think that it is a little long, like you said. And like it does almost feel like kind of like not a superhero movie, but the ending is a little superhero-esque.
Yeah, it gets a little out there.
Yeah, but I still think it's really good. I still really liked it.
Yeah, I gave it a 4 star as well. I think it just doesn't reach those heights that the original did and have like as long-lasting of an impact as that movie did. Because this obviously must take inspiration from that film, but I don't know. It just felt like the Dracula story, except dragged out a little longer and adding in these sexual elements, and they focus a lot more on the romance between him, Dracula, and the girl. But that's like not as big of a thing in the original, if at all. It's like a huge part of this movie.
Yeah.
Still 4 stars. Very enjoyable.
Yeah, I agree.
So, all right. Yeah, that should really wrap it up. I think we have one question you can get to really quick. see. Let's see what we got. People got to ask us more in our Q&A. Okay, so we have a question from @SullySmith49 on Instagram, and he asks, where does Challengers rank all time in Luca Guadagnino's filmography?
I mean, considering I've only seen that and Bones and All, this is his best.
It's number one, huh?
Yeah.
Let me think about that. I've seen he has like 4 big ones. He's got Call Me by Your Name,
Call Me by Your Name,
Bones and
Bones and
All,
All, this, and then
Suspiria.
Suspiria.
I personally prefer Suspiria. That's probably my number one.
Mm-hmm.
But because I'm into the horror, it's got me a goth in there. I love the original Suspiria too. I think that's better than Challengers, but Challengers is close second. It's probably number one for most people. But I do have to say I haven't seen Call Me by Your Name. I know that's his big one. That's his big Timothy Army Hammer, whatever escapade they go on in that. I haven't seen it.
What is it about?
I think it's just about this relationship between like a younger Timothy Chalamet and this older guy, Army Hammer. I think he's maybe like his professor or something.
Oh.
It's about him like discovering his sexuality and whatnot, but you haven't got a chance to see it. I know there's a crazy scene with a peach in there. So, yeah, for now, I'll rank Challengers number 2 in his filmography. But that's probably an unpopular opinion. I think for most people, it would probably be 1 or maybe 2 behind Call Me by Your Name. But, yeah, thanks for the question. It's a good question. Yes, that's really it. I don't know if you had a list you wanted to do, but I could. We also we don't have to do lists every episode. I think we could do them when we want.
Yeah, I had a list. I was but we could do another casting. Like we could always I was thinking we cast the X-Men or some of the X-Men at least.
We could do that. That's good. You want to do that? Sure.
Yeah.
So we could cast some of the X-Men. Do you have any idea of which?
Yeah, I mean we could post them on the Instagram. But I gotta I wasn't sure which one we wanted to do. I mean, definitely Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine.
A bit like the bait, Cyclops, Jean Grey, those.
All right. That's very. What word am I looking for here? That's perfect, based on the movie I'm going to recommend. So I'm actually going to recommend Logan.
Oh, well.
So with
Deadpool, I just watched the Wolverine, the one that's in Japan.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you have to watch this anyway. Yeah, with Deadpool 3 coming out, I do want to revisit this movie. I've only seen it once, and I've never seen the last 10 minutes of it.
Really?
Because when I was watching this movie in the theater, we lost power in the theater with 10 minutes left.
Wow. So what was the last thing you saw?
Jeez, I don't remember. I think it was his clone pulls up.
Oh, at the end?
Yeah.
When they're fighting? Okay.
But
I'm assuming you saw
I ended up watching the rest of it on a shitty screen rip online after. But I didn't watch the full thing through. So
yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to recheck that out. So yeah, and then besides that, we have Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes coming out, and I think that's really it. There's also If, but I don't really.
There's a couple other ones.
There's Back to Black and If, the 17th.
Oh.
And then the 10th is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So unless you want to talk about those ones, don't really have interest.
I'm thinking about next week. It's Garfield and something else. Yeah,
the episode after next is going to be Garfield and Mad Max, and maybe something else. But, all right. Anyways, thanks everyone for listening. This might be a choppy episode at points because I'm gonna have to our fucking audio cut out 3 times, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to edit this stuff together. But hopefully it turns out okay. Thank you all for listening. Please follow us on our social media. Follow us on Instagram, X. Go find our letterbox. Follow us on there. And Yeah, we're up on Spotify now as well. I forgot
Yeah.
to mention that. I recently uploaded all of our old podcasts onto there, which took a while. So go check those out. We're on Apple Music and YouTube. Apple Podcasts and YouTube as always. And feel free to check out our review channel if you want to go back and see any clips of us reviewing other movies and don't feel like sitting through whole episodes. So, yeah, sorry for rambling there, but thanks for listening to episode 47, and we'll be back in 2 weeks for episode 48. Thank you all for listening.
Peace.